Hello, everyone. It's Lori Lee Rourke from It's Not About Food Podcasts. And today, with our video, we're going to talk about reparenting. And the Body Love card has such a sweet card. Has the goddess here and the little deer. And the goddess is holding on to a little mini her. And the deer is a little mini deer with her. And it's just such a sweet card, and it does feel like reparenting with this card. And the back of the card says, reparenting is the action of taking care of the small child within. Many times the pain beneath the struggle of food and weight, or really anything that you are trying to recover from, it is actually linked to emotional needs or emotional pain, and maybe that wasn't met as children, which is understandable because no parent can be perfect. There's not a perfect parent, and they cannot answer to a child's every emotional, physical, spiritual need. They just cannot. They may try to, but they can't. Sometimes there's a dark night of the soul for even the smallest little kid, and they have to go through that by themselves for whatever reason. However, as an adult, we can be there for ourselves. We can always be there no matter what happens to us. We can put our own arm around ourselves. We can hold ourselves. We can tell ourselves it's okay. We're right here. We can comfort ourselves. We can be on our own side. And I feel like that is the most important work of reparenting, is no matter what parent you had in real life, whether this parent tried as hard as she could or he could and just couldn't do it, or it was just the best parent in the whole world, it is your responsibility as an adult to take care of yourself. My parents' job was over once I became an adult. They could still do things for me, but really it was my job to take care of me. And that was a hard one for me to get, because I did think that they should have taken care of me forever. But at some point, I needed to grow up and do that myself, personally. And so I have a cute little doll that I got a few years ago, and I'm going to show you that it's like this little doll's asleep right now. This is how the inner child sometimes feels asleep. And so sometimes the inner child is like really sad and having a hard time, and sometimes the inner child is okay and smiling and happy. This is just like a real baby or a doll that's like this. And it is, no matter what happens to this little person inside of us, or this little part of us that gets sad and lonely and sleepy and tired and whatever it is, no matter what, it is us to stay with us. It is our job. It is our purpose. It is our privilege to be this for ourselves, to be this good parent. And I have sat with people who have had horrendous parents, and those parents have done horrible things to their children. And so as an adult, I've sat in therapy with them, and it doesn't matter what their parent was like. They know what a good parent is. They know what a good mother is and a good father is, even if they didn't have a very good model for that. So I think we can know that we can be our own good parent. We do not have to take after our own parents or parents we see on TV or anything else. We can come up with it ourselves. So I'm going to take the liberty of just doing a little visualization about this very thing. So if you can, while I'm talking, if you can just sort of close your eyes or sort of look down, let yourself sort of sink into the middle of your body, the trunk of your body, your heart, your gut, the body, mind, and soul, spirit of yourself, of your body, and breathe very deep. Breathe in and breathe out. Let go of everything in the outside world and just go within to this place within you. And from this place, see if you can remember a time when you were having a really hard feeling as a child. It might have been when you were sad or lonely. You might have been scared or hurt. You might have been in pain. Whatever it is, just see if you can remember that time. And when you're here, set the stage for yourself. See what you were wearing at that time. See if you can remember what your shoes look like. Remember what your hair looked like and where you were. Remember exactly what was the feeling that you were feeling. And it could have been a lot, but pick one for now. And then ask yourself, what if you had had a champion, like a very good parent or a somebody that you always could depend on, come into the scene and take you by the hand and comfort you and listen to you, and maybe couldn't fix the problem, but could at least be your champion and say, you're going to be okay? I remember doing this once with myself and sort of kneeling down with me and saying, you don't have to put up with this. This is going to be over. You don't live here anymore. This is not your home. This is not where you are. You grew up, and I'm going to protect you from here on out. I will always be on your side. So sort of do that for yourself. You as the bigger you, as the adult you, to this little person who is also you, this child within, and comfort her or him. Say that you're there. Make a promise that you will always be there for yourself. Always, always, always. No matter what happens, you have your own back. You will be here for yourself. And then just breathe into that and sort of depend on it, clunk it in, if you will. Know that it is real, that you will be here. Now next, take a deep breath. Putting all of what you just learned and what just happened to you with you and this little child within, and sort of mark it as a time when you will know that no matter what happens, you'll be there for yourself. And start to breathe in and breathe out. And as you're coming back, let all of this learning be sort of really all through your whole body. So when you come back, you have done a huge shift, and you will always remember this. Promise this part of you that you will always be here for you, no matter what happens to yourself. The other thing I want to say about the child within is that there's a line of therapy, if you will, that you can't move on from something until you forgive the people who may have done something to you. So if something happened to you when you were a child and there's somebody telling you that you need to forgive that person for that, for whatever it is that they did for you, I find that if we have a memory of something bad happening to us and then we move straight into forgiveness, we don't have the feeling work in the middle. We don't give ourselves the chance to feel what that felt like. We felt it as a child, obviously, but we didn't feel it as an adult. And I feel that it's important to do that. It's important to say, this happened to me, and it was really awful. and I have no idea how I got through it. Thank goodness there were people around if there were, and I did make it, and I'm okay now. So then you can work on forgiving that person, but that's after you've done the feeling work. That's after you've really acknowledged it, felt it, and given it to this little person inside that was very harmful. I feel that little part of us that got hurt so badly, they never have to forgive that person. That's not their job. They're young. It's a feeling part of you. It's your job. If you want to forgive that person, you can, but that doesn't negate what did happen. It's sort of a both and. This happened. It was really awful. I hated that. I don't like that person, and I can forgive them, but I know that it happened, and I know it was not okay. So that's just a little thing I tell my clients, is that don't rush into forgiveness. Forgiveness is very important, but try to stay with your feelings and feel them and listen to yourself about them, because it did hurt. The other thing to do if your issue is overeating, say like you're not hungry, you ate dinner, you're not hungry, now it's nighttime and you don't know what else to do with yourself. The whole night kind of yawns ahead of you. So if you can stop yourself from compulsively overeating for just a second, say to yourself, I know I'm not hungry. I don't know really what's going on, but somebody wants to eat here, and I wonder who it is or what it is. And it might be that little child that's scared of going through the nighttime by herself. She's scared that things happened in your childhood at night that maybe scared her or upset her. So try to put yourself with that little child and ask, what is this part of me feeling right now? I'm not hungry, but I want to eat. Or I'm not hungry, but yet I want to go into a coma by eating like all the cookies in the kitchen. What is happening to me? What am I trying to do? And then as your own good parent, just work it out with her. Like, well, we're not really hungry, so maybe we're not going to eat this, but what can I do for you? Sometimes there's people make these big lists of like, I'll take a bath, I'll call a friend, I'll walk around the block, I'll do this, I'll do that. And those are all wonderful ideas. But I find that often just being with ourselves in our own sadness or our own scaredness or our own early memories is enough to sort of stop that compulsive buying, eating, online, working, whatever it is that you do, sort of like to take care of yourself instead of feeling the feelings. So if you can say, what is my inner child feeling? How can I help myself through this? What do I really need? I think of it kind of like when I was a little girl, if I got upset, I was told, nobody wants to hear that, and if you start crying, I'll give you something to cry about. Well, that didn't help. It didn't help. So I don't need to say that to me, because I feel that in my body that it didn't help. What I needed was for somebody to say, I'm sorry that you're feeling fill in the blank. I'm sorry that you hurt your knee. I'm sorry that you're scared. What can I do for you? Can I help you? And again, it's not like parents have to be perfect, but I feel like they teach us how to be with ourselves when they are with us. And that's the part that was sort of missing in my little childhood life. And then sort of, how can I give this to myself? If the big idea for me is, let's make a deal. So this little part of me wants to eat all the cookies in the kitchen. There's nothing wrong with cookies, but I'm not hungry. So I tell myself, you can have those, perfectly fine. I live in America. There's no law against cookies as far as I know. However, might not work, because what I really want is something else. And so I figure out what that is. Well, I just want me to know that I'm upset. I want me to know that I'm scared. I want me to know that I'm lonely. I want me to know that I am having a hard time with fill in the blank. And a lot of times that's all I need to do. But there might be something that I do need to do. Maybe I need to write in my journal. Maybe I need to listen to music. Maybe I need to meditate. Maybe I need to call a friend. I don't know. But it's okay. Whatever it is, I'll do it. That's my promise to me. Whatever it is, I'll do it. It's sort of like the idea is to tell yourself you will do anything for you. You will do anything for you. Anything that you can, you will do for you. You will always be here. You will never leave you. We're here from the minute we take our first breath to the second that we take the last breath. So we might as well remind ourselves that we're here for us more than anything else. And on the flip side, it's hard to go through these things alone. So if you don't have a therapist, this is a good time to get one as you do this inner child work. Somebody to witness, somebody to help you through these really hard times. Supportive friends, a therapist, a group is very helpful to go through these times with. But whatever you do, be your own best friend, be your own little girl, be your own parent. You have really been waiting a long time to come home. Call yourself home, call yourself in, and tell yourself you love you unconditionally. Thank you so much for being here today. And don't forget to be a Patreon member and listen to my podcasts and my newsletters. If you want to have a newsletter sent to you, go to lauraleerourke.com. Send me a little note that you'd like to be on our newsletters, and I'll send it to you every week. And take care of that little one inside, and we'll see you next month.